Hi everyone, welcome to Mad About Cards and Crafts and the first hashtag Team Tiny YouTube Hop. The purpose behind this hop is to highlight some of the smaller channels and to offer you ad-free crafting videos along the way. So let's get started. I'm starting with this Honeybee Stamps Seasonal Sweeties set, and I am coloring or stamping out this girl and dog. I am using some Gina Amalgam ink, and I am going to stamp this twice. So initially I was planning on coloring this up and cutting it out with my Scan and Cut, but as you'll see, my Scan and Cut did not cut out the umbrellas perfectly, and so now I have some pieces. And I decided to go ahead and use this Lawn Fawn perfectly plaid paper as my background and re-stamp the image again. And this time my idea is going to change and use those pieces and paper piece them onto this background. So I'm going to stamp it twice again with that amalgam ink, and now you can see the pieces and how they cut out. I did Copic color these. I will list the Copic colors down below. I didn't share that portion of the video because I am a slow colorer and this video would be very long. So I'm taking these Joann's, I believe I purchased these, I think they're Park Avenue or Park Lane, little pearls, and I am putting them on the jacket. And they have some glue on the bottom of them that's holding them, but eventually off camera I'm going to take these off and re-glue them back on, because even though I kept straightening them out, they would eventually go back to their original position and they weren't quite lined up straight. So here I have finished adding those pearls. I'm trying to get that glue. As you can see, it's just it's not on the pearl straight, and I'm obviously not putting them on all that straight, and I can't move them because they're going to move back. But I do eventually get that done. And now I am going to add some texture to the background. I'm using this Honeybee Stamp shower stencil and this Nuvo moon paste to put some raindrops in the background. The Joy was the theme for this blog hop, and instead of doing a Christmas card, I decided to do a Choose Joy, and the raindrops will represent the storm that somebody might be going through. So this is going to be really hard to see in person. It's really pretty, but very hard to see with the camera. I don't think that I was able to get a great picture of the stenciling, but I'm going to take that stencil over to my sink, wash it off, and now that it's dry I can start putting this together. So this is a Lawn Fawn Hillside border. I used again that perfectly plaid paper from Lawn Fawn to cut that brown piece out. I am going to glue it down with some art glitter glue and place it just below the base of those umbrellas. I don't want to cover up that line of going to the handle. So now I'm going to trim this down. I was having a little bit of difficulty because the I kept grabbing on to the side of the card base and I didn't want to cut it. So here I go. I'm going to get that piece trimmed off, trim off the bottom, and then I'm going to start building it. So I will be putting some foam dots on the back of the umbrella and the back of the girl. These foam squares are from Gina Designs. And so I'm just going to place those on, and you'll see that I start getting the girl, the foam squares on the girl, and then I realize that I missed the umbrella, so I will go back and get the dog's umbrella so that can be popped up as well. I am not going to pop up the dog. I decided that I was going to leave him flat to the card instead of adding dimension to him. So I will place this down right over the image. Let me get this piece on right here for that umbrella. And the colors that I used for coloring this, I will list them below. I just, as I said before, I'm just not a very fast colorer, and the video would be very long if I added that in. So there we go. We have a little bit of dimension right there. And we're going to place the dog down, and then I'm going to add some foam squares to that umbrella, and I will be done. I hope that you guys will enjoy this blog hop. It's a really nice way for some of our smaller channels to be highlighted, and it also, as I said earlier, gives you an opportunity to watch these videos without any commercials. So remember to use hashtag Team Tiny to see some of the other crafters, and if you haven't subscribed to their channels or mine, then we would encourage you to also hit subscribe. So there, I've placed that down. You can see the dimension there, and I am going to add the frame. I did cut this frame from gold cardstock using the two largest Lawn Fawn stitched border dies, and I will put that on a Nina Solar White 110-pound card base that I have cut as a top folding card. I will put the frame down first. I'm going to use some art glitter glue to do that. That is my favorite glue. I love that fine tip, and so I use it frequently. I line my things up this way. I have to put the card base standing up to get everything placed properly, and then I'm going to place this piece in the middle, and we will start working on our sentiment. Again, the theme was joy, so I did use some dies from Tim Holtz. These are from his latest release, and I really like the size of them. You're going to see them right here. I used both the uppercase and the lowercase and cut them from some orange cardstock. I believe that it is paper tray ink cardstock. I'm going to place this down just to see where specifically I want it, and then I am going to cut out, or not cut out, but I'm going to heat emboss this sentiment, which comes from the gathered together. So I did take the sentiment that says we choose ourselves. I cut the word choose out so that I could use just that on this red piece of cardstock. I used my it's not an embossing buddy, it's actually an old sock that I filled with cornstarch, so it works quite well for removing any of the static. I'm going to use my Versamark ink, stamp down that choose, and then I'm going to take this Wow embossing powder and sprinkle it over the top, get rid of any of the excess, and use my Wagner heat tool to heat it up. Off camera, I did cut it down so that it was the right size to fit just above that joy. I'm going to replace those letters down, and then I am going to glue the word choose over the top. What I didn't mention is that I did cut that word joy 3 times, so I did stack those to create a little bit of dimension in those words. I am going to stamp the inside of the card. I don't show that in the video, but I am going to stamp the inside of the card with the words in the storm, so the card will actually read choose joy in the storm. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel so that we can share this journey together. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below. I will share a final photo of the card, and please use that hashtag Team Tiny to follow the other YouTubers and support their channels as well. Thank you again, and have a great week.